Hey y'all, and welcome back to the Briles Bunch. This video is going to be a fun one. I'm sharing 3 soups that are perfect for fall. All of this cold weather that we've been having is just making me want all the soups. So stay tuned if you like soup. I'm making a cheeseburger one in the crock pot, making some potato soup, and then some corn chowder. That's pretty much like soup, right? And I'm super excited because this video is also in a collab with Sara from Sara's Realm. I've been watching her channel pretty much since she began YouTube, and all of her food looks so good. I'm not even kidding. You guys will definitely want to check her out. She has been so supportive of my channel as well, and I'm just so excited about this collab. She's so sweet, and all of her food looks so good. She's been doing some keto meals. She does what's for dinner videos and recipes, and throws in some grocery hauls every once in a while too. So pretty much what you get on my channel is what you're going to get on hers as well. She's going to be sharing 3 fall soups too, so as soon as you're done watching mine, then make sure to go give her some love and let her know that I sent you. But let's get on into the soup. For the first soup that I'm making, it's going to be a Crockpot cheeseburger soup, or mainly Crockpot. The only prep work that I'm doing is cooking up the ground beef and chopping up a couple of veggies. But if you're somebody that likes to cook a bunch of the meat ahead of time and then freeze it, this would be a perfect recipe for you. I've got 1 pound of beef that I cooked up, and then I've got some shredded up carrots, a can of rotel, some cheddar cheese, a green pepper, an onion, some chicken broth, and then some salt and pepper, garlic powder, and some cream cheese as well. So like I said, I just cooked the meat first and then chopped up my veggies. I'm using a green pepper and an onion, and I just cut all of those up into small pieces. You can pretty much use whatever kind of veggies you want in this. You could add celery, other kinds of peppers. This is just what we like and what I used in our soup. After I got everything chopped up, I started adding everything to the crock pot. The ground beef, 3 cups of chicken broth, the can of rotel right on top of that. Then I poured in all of my veggies, salt and pepper, and garlic powder to taste. I did add quite a bit of that. All of those, we like the garlic powder taste. And then I added in the carrots, and you will see that I wasn't even thinking when I was pouring those in, and I shouldn't have added that many, so I took some out. I would say probably like half of a cup to 3/4 a cup was plenty. After I got this stirred up really good, I cut up my cream cheese into little cubes and just placed each cube on top of the soup before pouring in 1 cup of milk. And then I placed the crock pot on low for 4 hours. I actually only ended up cooking ours for 3 because we were hungry, and it was totally fine. The carrots just weren't as soft as we probably would have liked, but if you like crispy, then that was a perfect amount of time to cook it for. So this is what the soup looks like after 3 hours of being in the crock pot. The cream cheese was nice and melted, so I just went ahead and stirred that in. And this is normally when you would want to add in your cheddar cheese anyway, so I went ahead and added 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese and let that cook in the crock pot until it was nice and melted. And then I just stirred it in really good, and it was done. So that was as simple as that. This soup was really, really good. Like I said, you do want to cook it a little bit longer if you don't want those carrots and stuff to be as crunchy, but we kind of like the crunch, so it was fine. But definitely a yummy soup that I would love to have again. Oh my goodness, look at all of that steam. For the toppings, all I did was top ours with a little bit of that cheddar cheese and then some pickles that I had cut up into little pieces, but you can top yours however you like. This is just what we did for ours. Okay, so this soup that I am fixing to make is a potato soup. It is one of the easiest potato soups that I've ever seen. It's nothing fancy, just simple, cheap ingredients to throw together. It's only 2 cans of diced potatoes, a can of cream of onion soup, a few spices, and then I do cut up a little bit of an onion to put in there as well. This is a soup that I had growing up. And when I was thinking about making this video, I was thinking I would do like a loaded baked potato soup or something like that. And then I was like, no, I don't want to fool with it. I just want to do what I know and love. And it's just so simple ingredients and cheap. So this is what I am sharing with you guys. I'm sure you could fancy it up and add some like bacon pieces and whatever else you want to, but this is just like a good base for a soup. Like I said, I am going to cut up some onions. So I'll do that first so that it will have time to cook up a little bit in the soup. I'll probably only do about half of this. Soup started. I've drained both of the cans of diced potatoes, and I'm just going to pour everything into my medium-sized pot. Got the cream of onion. I'm sure you could use any other kind of like cream of chicken, pretty much anything, and it would still taste good. We just like to use the cream of onion. Now our actual onion. And then I like to add like half a can of water and then like 3/4 of a can of milk. Gonna put it on medium heat. Stir it around a little bit, and also I will add a little bit of salt, pepper, and garlic powder to taste. It doesn't get any easier than that. We're just going to cook that up until it's nice and warm and the onions start to get a little bit soft. The soup is now ready, and I actually like to go ahead and put my cornbread in the bottom of it and break it up. I don't know how you guys like to do it however you want. Maybe you don't even like to eat your soup with cornbread, but that's what we are having. It's just this simple Jiffy cornbread. I put the soup right on top of it, and I like a lot of the juice. And then I top it with some shredded cheese. That is it. That's all there is to it. You can top it however you like, with bacon bits, the cheese, cornbread, however you do it. This is just what I'm doing, but I figured this would just be an easy, simple meal if you don't like to take a lot of time to make soup and that sort of thing, but still want it a step up from just, you know, the canned potato soup. For the last soup that I'm sharing, it was a corn chowder, and I don't think I'd ever had corn chowder before making this, but I was pleasantly surprised. It was very good. So for the ingredients, you can use any kind of bacon that you want, but I took the cheater way out and I used this pre-cooked bacon that I cooked in the microwave. And then I've got some honey gold potatoes, a yellow onion, some minced garlic, 2 cans of corn. We've got some flour. I'll get into the actual measurements of everything in just a minute. For the corn, you can use any kind you want. Corn on the cob, you can use frozen corn. I just chose to use canned corn to make it easier on myself. And then I've got some paprika, salt and pepper, and then some butter. Before I started anything on the stove, I needed to cut up my onion, so I cut up the onion and then all of the potatoes. While I was cutting up the potatoes, I had the bacon cooking in the microwave, but on the stove, I started with 2 tablespoons of butter on medium heat, and then I'm cutting up the bacon and just putting it to the side because that's what I used to top my cord chowder with. But if you're using real bacon, then you want to save some of that grease that's in your pan and actually cook it with the butter. Once that butter was melted, I added in my whole onion that I had chopped up and just cooked that for about 5 minutes until it was translucent. After I cooked the onions for 5 minutes, I added in 1/4 a cup of flour and then 2 teaspoons of garlic. You can add whatever amount of garlic that you want. This is just what I added. Then I whisked that up really nicely until it was mixed together. Once that was mixed in together, I added in 5 cups of water, both of the cans of corn, all of the potatoes, 1/4 teaspoon of paprika, and then salt and pepper to taste. I stirred all of that together really well, and then once it came to like a low boil, I turned down the heat just a little bit and then let that simmer for a good 25 to 30 minutes, stirring every once in a while. So once it had been simmering for a while, I gave it one more good stir, and then I took like 3 to 4 cups out of the soup and then put it in my little Ninja blender and mixed it up really finely, and then poured it back into the soup and stirred it. That just helps it make it get like a little more texture and thicker. The last thing I added in, which I forgot to mention in the beginning because I forgot to even get it from the grocery store and Travis was at the store getting it when I was filming, was 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, and I just stirred that in, let that heat up, and it was good to go. I topped my chowder with some of that bacon and some cut up chives, and we just served this alongside some Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits, and it was a match made in heaven. It tasted so good. I was dipping the biscuit in the corn chowder. Highly suggest this corn chowder. It was very yummy. I will leave the link to the recipe that I actually followed in the description box below. And again, don't forget to go check out Sara's channel. I know she's got 3 more yummy soups for us to check out. I will be heading over that way as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. But until next time, I will see you in the next video. Bye y'all.